Who cares about the damn prices? I see where this is heading. I'm not scoreboard watching. I'm out there putting in work. The new currency is value. Now, I feel like we're about to jump forward, and I want to be prepared. Everything you've done in life has led you up to this moment right now. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Jumping into the market cap, 228 billion. Definitely took a big slide. Some interesting things were happening. I'll get into that in a second. Right now, I want to start by saying this is my last YouTube video. I'm going to be quitting YouTube. I'm not going to be uploading any new content to this platform. If you want to continue watching my content, I suggest you sign up for DTube. It's a decentralized version of YouTube. I have my link in the description below. I just decided that with all the censorship going on, with how I see this playing out in 10 years, if we keep doing the way we're doing. Because the only thing, I'm going to touch on this quickly. The only thing, if we all quit using Facebook or YouTube, if you just stopped using it, all of us, everyone in the world, just stopped using Facebook, the stock would plummet to zero. It's only valuable because we give it value. And we're giving the wrong things value. I'm hoping that, me quitting my small YouTube channel and going to a new decentralized, it's really an unproven platform, but I like what's going on. I like that road in 10 years. If we can get the decentralized social networks up and running, there's a tipping point. Just like I said with decentralized exchanges, we haven't hit there yet because, we just haven't made the leap. But once the leap is done, you don't go back. It's like evolving. Once you go to a decentralized nature, you don't go back. If you go to a decentralized social media, you're not going to go back to a centralized one. It just doesn't make sense. You can build up a big following. You can have all of this content, but at the end of the day, it's like putting your money in a bank. None of it belongs to you. They can terminate you, wipe you from the face of the web, and really being able to be taken down by YouTube, Facebook, Apple, Spotify, all these big companies within a matter of 12 hours talking about the Alex Jones issue. I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. I'm just saying that it starts there, and it give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's why that expression is there. I just think he's a very dangerous president. So I'm actually going to be producing more content because I'm actually going to start writing again. I got the bug to start writing. I can really express myself in a different way. I'm not saying it's better. It's just a different form. So I'll be writing on Steemit. I'll be producing on DTube and other decentralized social networks and platforms to do videos. When I move into my new place, finally, I'll be getting on DLive, doing some uploads. But yeah, just hopefully that this will, I don't care if it does anything. I'm just doing it out of principle. And that's pretty much it. But what's going on with the market right now? So this latest squeeze, this latest just shake in the market when it just kept falling, people were just selling everything. You're like, this is over. There is no bottom. It's just going to keep falling. And that's the thing. When I look at all the hysteria, listen to all the hysteria, I think back to Karate Kid with Mr. Miyagi. And it's basically, he says to Daniel-san, Daniel-san, you must pick a side of the road. You're either on this side or this side, right? But you can't be in the middle because then you're just going to get squished. So you have to pick a lane. You're either going this way or you're going this way. You're either with crypto or you're not with crypto. You either made a decision or you haven't made a decision. Either you've done the research and you're comfortable or you're not. But if you're staying in the middle, and what does the middle mean? The middle means picking something, and then when times get rough, you don't know what to do. You don't have conviction. You didn't pick a lane. And guess what happens? Boom, you get squished. You sell for a loss. Something happens. You get shaken out. And you miss out on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. None of this is financial advice. You make a decision not to be in crypto. But don't torture yourself if it goes up. Because I see both. I see people who've gotten out last year early because they thought, oh man, they got shaken out and they missed the bull run. And they're like, oh man, blah, blah, blah. So, you just got to pick a road and do you. Pick your lane. But to be in the middle and not have conviction on what you want is just torture. It's not how you live life. See, I bought more. I bought more Steam. I bought more Wax. I bought more BAT. I bought more Civic, bought more No Limit coin. There were several other coins that were looking really tasty, but I was filled on those bags pretty much where I don't need any more, don't want any more. I didn't even get any more EOS, and EOS dipped really low. But the point is, I didn't want any more EOS. I have enough. That's so I was just looking at, I took a small position on Steam. I took, just added to my positions on, I never really had a position on Steam. I just kind of dabbled in it when I first got into it. Now I took a small position. I might start building on that into the future. I'm not sure. We'll see where he's going. But I at least want to have some skin in the game when it comes to that. And working, just added to old core positions. It's really easy to me. I feel nothing. I wake up and I already made a decision. And I'm okay with the outcomes. People want to lie to themselves. They want to say, oh, I'm okay if it goes down. It's fine. Ride or die. But when it starts going down, they start shaking. They start sweating. They start asking weird questions like, oh, is this thing ever going to come back up? Is this a good time to buy or sell? Those are the people who haven't made a decision. A lot of research has to be done. I'm kind of coasting now, because I've done my research. I've embedded into the projects I really like. It's really hard for me to get into a new project. And I tippy-toe in. Steam It isn't a new project. It's been around for a while, but it was still a newer position for me. So I'm tippy-toeing around. I'm not trying to get into anything new. I've already done my research with what I have. I listened 3 hours of Ned and Dan talk just to listen to Dan say things like, oh, well, I handed off the business to Ned because, Ned's a better businessman. I developed the thing. It's done. I handed it over to Ned because I believe he can run businesses. I listen to all the things. I look for everything. You don't understand how much Steam and info I listened to the last week just to make my mind to make a small position. It's a full-time job just to make the small moves. It's very, you got to know what you want in life. I was lucky enough to have the passion of research. You might be a good dog trainer and you could become famous like that super dog trainer. Forgot what his name, the dog whisperer. Dude's, multi-millionaire. He made dog whispering cool. If you do you with a strong passion, you're going to make it cool. Chef Ramsay made cooking cool. Anyone can make anything cool, do you? But don't try, if you're not a researcher, don't just try to do it. That's why Warren Buffett, that's what he liked to do. He liked to research. He liked to read. He liked to get information. That was his passion. And it led him to be a really good investor. Some people aren't investors. They just don't like research. They don't like doing that. They like doing other things. It's another thing to be an investor, a passive, but have your main passion in life. Don't try to force an investing to be your passion if it's really not. I live, breathe. This isn't a job for me. I wake up to research. That's all I do. It's a passion. I got lucky there. You can't choose your passions, and don't try to change your passions. You go with what you deeply feel inside, and you will succeed. You might not be a billionaire, but hey, some people wake up. Some people aren't meant to be billionaires. Some people are meant to be the best dog trainers, and then maybe you can become a billionaire with the millions you make. You invest it. You get somebody who loves investing. Give them your money. Get into a hedge fund. Yada. But the point is, do you? I can't express that enough. And another thing that I see that gets in people's way in a mentality is they don't actually know what they want. People don't actually know what they want. They say they want billions, and then we get billions. They get bored because they didn't know what they actually want. Find a passion. The reason people get bored, it's a swaying mechanism. Boredom's there for a reason, because we're meant to give. We're meant to get better as a species. If boredom wasn't there, that means people would withhold information because they wouldn't get bored. Boredom's there. It forces people to build, to give, to write, to express, to make movies, to make music. It's what it's there for. So if you're ever bored in life, it means you're not building. You're waking up and you're bored and you're twiddling your thumbs. You should be expressing yourself. That's life saying express. And if you say I have nothing to express, you have nothing to express until you do. It's that simple. It's movement. It's action. That's what life's all about. It's not about knowing. It's not about, I know what's going to happen next. It's about action. And knowing in action, saying I know I'm at least going to act. I'm at least going to fail forward. I will fail, but I will be moving forward. And then you learn, and then you get better, then you get honed, then you go out into the wild because you get out of your little bubble and you actually grow as a human being, get stronger. So that's going to help you when the market's like, you've made a decision and it's so easy. Like, this doesn't worry me at all. I'm so confident in in my investments and what I'm doing. It's always a buy. I panic buy. Panic sell isn't in my bloodline. I can't panic sell. I only panic buy. Panic buy. I see it dropping too low. I'm like, oh fuck, man, I need to get in this. I need to so I don't know. Just self-awareness is really key. And getting into Steam it, it's funny because of starting a new journey. I fucked up. I haven't messed with Steam in a while. And I accidentally sent 11,000, and Binance asked for my memo, and I'm a noob with it. Wasn't even thinking. Even vets. I can call myself a vet. I don't care what anyone says. Anyone can make mistakes. Whatever you want to call me, anyone can make mistakes. And I put my active memo key in there, thinking that's what I was acting. Not even thinking. Like, I had 20 other things going on, and transferred 11,000 Steam from Binance. Instantly stolen. And getting robbed. It's like a running back breaking a tackle. Now, I can either get hit and fall and say, I'm hurt, I'm out the game, or I can fumble, lose value for my team. What's a fumble? Get out there and bitch. Get out there and be negative, right? Or I could break the tackle and keep running forward. I'm a fan of breaking the tackle. I'm a fan of wiping that shit off my shoulder and moving on. I bought 10x the amount of Steam that was stolen from me. Like, it just made me more angry. It gave me more energy. I'm never going to take that L and let that L be a negative. You can't put a negative in my fucking life. There's nothing you can do to me that I wouldn't twist into some positive way, no matter how hard it is, no matter how unimaginable it is. There's always an alchemy in life where you can take the most negative thing and make it to be the most positive thing that's ever happened to you. It can be what gives you infinite energy to get to where you need to be, because that's what anger is. That's what all of that is. That passion, that anger. When something bad happens to you, you can let it crush you or you can let it lift you. It's all about where you place the energy, where you focus. Where your focus goes, the money flows. Always remember that. If your focus is on negativity, that's where your money's going to be. It's going to be negative, right? If you focus on the positive and what you're passionate about, you already know how that ends. It's funny getting into Bitcoin real quick, and I've gotten so used to paying all the people that work for me in crypto. Very easy. One guy requested fiat. It's like, ugh. You ever been at at a store, you're waiting in line and the old lady brings out the checkbook and everyone sighs? That's what I felt like. I was like, really? And it was an international. Didn't even have a U.S. bank account. So I have to send money. I had to send money today. I had to wire it. Cost $40. So much hassle. He had to call his bank. I had to call my bank. There was Swift code issue. It was a bunch of bullshit. It took really, I was supposed to send it yesterday. I sent it today because, the bank closed while we're still trying to figure it out. So I was able to pay, 10 people instantly, no problem, right? The 11th person who didn't want crypto took 48 hours and he still hasn't had the money yet. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind when you're in doubt, when you don't realize why you're in it. It's because of that. That's a convenience. But that doesn't even include the power it gives us. That's just one convenient thing. It's so much better, right? So things that are better automatically win, right? It can't be revolutionary yet inconvenient. It has to be both. And this is both. It's both convenient and it's revolutionary. That's why I'm in it. And it's funny because I'm going to kill it here. I didn't forget the Dragon Ball Z thing. I got it on my notes. The VCs think crypto is really risky, and I understand why, right? Because I'm talking to VCs. I know some VCs. I talked to some of these old school people that do old school investments. You know what an accredited deal looks like? You want to know what an accredited deal looks like? It's basically sitting down and them bringing you a silver platter with your favorite food, and you have gold-plated silverware. I'm just saying that when you're eating with a golden fork off of a silver plate, it's very easy. And I can understand going out into the wild, the Congo. This is like the equivalent. Crypto is the equivalent of going out into the Congo and hunting your food, bring it back, cooking it yourself. I can understand how somebody could be culture shocked by that and say, "Oh, that's barbaric. That's horrible." But one is real, one isn't. What does that mean? What's real is going out into the wild and getting your food. That's always the last resort, right? Because the silver platter is not always going to be there. There might be a hard time. There might be an apocalyptic event. There might be something crazy that happens where the silver platter in there. But if you always know how to go out and get your food, you always can win. No one has you by the, if you never learn that skill and you're thrust out into the wild, and you never know when you're going to be thrust out into the wild, there are no silver forks out in the wild. You're there by yourself. That's when you wish you would have built the foundation. So a lot of these VCs, they're like, man, when I invest in your company, I expect dividends. I expect you're going to have to buy back the stock if it goes too low. Like they can't lose. When Warren Buffett invests in something, he can't lose. The stop loss is a profit. When it goes to a certain amount, they would buy it back at a profit. There is no losses in their game. No wonder the rich get richer. It doesn't take any skill. These people have a lot of money. There's no skill involved. It's carved up right in front of them. They do nothing fancy. We would carve these people up in the wild. A lot of you think you're amateurs. You don't understand how much skill you have. You don't know how close you are to having more money than you ever could imagine. Because the top isn't talented. It's not. I've seen it. I walked into the room looking for the bathroom. They're like, who's that guy? I got to overhear conversations. I got to look them in their eye. Like, the game is wide open. The people at the top suck. They suck. They're not good. They're not good. They get easy deals. They get carefree deals where they can't ever lose. No wonder they wouldn't want to invest in Bitcoin and call it a scam, because no one's going to buy your Bitcoin when you buy Bitcoin at 5,000, nobody guarantees to buy it at 7,000 if it ever dips. Like this is reality. And those little cushy deals, as each business cannibalizes itself. That's why I love Wax with Opskins, because Opskins saw it coming. Multi-million-dollar profitable business, huge, best in their niche, biggest in their lane. They cannibalized themselves because they were smart enough to see the future. When I see people who have that much gusto, huevos, people got the balls, the really intestinal, whatever women got, the ovaries, whatever you want to call it. You got that inside you, where you can just say, hey, I'm not scared, and I know that I'm not going to cling to the past. Facebook, Google, they're going to cling to their ad profit. Facebook makes 98% of their money off of ads. They're going to be cannibalized. I'd never be invested in Uber right now. I'd never be invested in Facebook, YouTube. All of them have guns to the back of their head, literally. Like they are not in a good spot at all. Decentralized Mongols have become too big. They need the ad profit. The moment that the ads switch, the moment that the people stop using their platform and the tip happens to decentralized social media, a decentralized internet, all of those companies are going to be dust. And the ones that are smart enough to cannibalize themselves before it happens and at least get a little skin in the game in the form of tokens, those are the ones that are going to survive and do very well. Talking about the Dragon Ball Z reference, you ever notice when Goku gets into a fight, he never starts off Super Saiyan? Never starts off Super Saiyan. First of all, he always wants to test his limit at every skill, at every lane. You got to understand, you're going to go through bear markets in your life. You're not always going to be Super Saiyan Blue. You're not always going to have the passion or the gusto. That's why you form habits. That's why you have consistency. That's why you build. During the bear market, you build. Bear market means build. Bull market means harvest. You harvest what you've built during the bull market. You've made preparations. You've planted, you tilled the seed. You planted the seed. You watered it. When the time comes, you harvest. Don't try to force a harvest in the winter. A lot of people are trying to force harvest during the bear market. You got to build. You got to understand what season it is. And you got to understand that it's not about just always being Super Saiyan. You have to fight at all levels. Goku does that to not only learn his opponent, right? He's learning, he's getting stronger at the base levels. And then when he feels he has to evolve to the next level, he does. But you don't always have to be, you're going to run out. There's so much passion and energy you have. It's not infinite. Shit comes with a text fee. You can't spam life with your energy, right? You're eventually going to run out of gas. And when you reach full potential, then because you know life, you can count life as your competitor, everyone as your competitor. When you fought didn't just go from 0 to 100, but you fought every level of the way, enjoying the process. You ever know Goku, even though he's getting beat up, he smiles. You're like, man, why is his hair still black? Why isn't it golden? He's getting his ass kicked. Why didn't he go Super Saiyan? Because he's enjoying the process. He's learning, and he understands, hey, you got to take a little pain sometimes. You can't run from pain. Meet pain head on. Say, hey, I'm going to meet you right here, right now. Get the worst of it out of the way. Because when you get punched in the face, right? You know, it's like, okay, I got it out of the way. I understand the pain's there. Now you start to look for the upside. Giving blows, defending yourselves, defeating opponents. Excuse is just death in a blanket. Everyone can have an excuse. Anyone can make, and some people, their excuse is 100% warranted. And that's the thing about an excuse. When you give it, it makes it easier to quit, because then your pride doesn't get hurt. And you can actually lie to yourself, except at the end. Because when you're old people don't give a fuck. And then you won't give a fuck. And you'll say, damn, I wish I wasn't such a coward. Damn, I wish I wasn't such a fucking, I wish I would have went for it. Now I'm too old and I'm sitting in this goddamn chair and I can't do anything. And then you come bitter, right? So the honesty will come out at the end. You know, you can always make an excuse. It's the people that win despite of, with the weight on their shoulders, with the impossible odds, the ones that died fighting. Those are the ones that are worth remembering, worth celebrating. So just remember, when life gives you boredom, build. That is the sign. I'm going to kill it here. Cheers. Peace.